Well, howdy. How y'all doing? That's good. What are we talking about today? Spent some time down by the river. I was doing some thinking. And I was thinking, you know, everything that we need to live, to survive, is around us, wherever we are. Just go look. First of all, you need water. That's important. If you don't have water, maybe it's time to move. Or find water. That would be important. Then I was thinking, as I've done before, I thought, oh, what falls from those trees? Oh, nuts? Interesting. I'm gonna eat me some of those nuts today. Everything that we need, food, materials to build, is around us. The only thing that stops us from using these things are restrictions placed on us by governments. Now, I know, I come down hard on governments. It's true, in the past. And that's not going to change because governments suck ass. They don't do anything for us. Anyways, to get back to it, we don't really need these people to live. Like, right now, let's face it, the only job they have is to remind you how important they are. How you couldn't do it without them. Without the system, well, the system's not working, right? We could talk about anything, though. Talk about anything you want. What's important today? There's enough fish in that river. Especially if we open it up. You know, because we've closed it off quite a bit. We've choked it. I bet you if we focused on that more. I see the natives on the other side of the river. They're doing some work on the wetlands over there. Does everybody notice that? Very smart. Very smart. Have a place for the fish to go, to hang out, to spawn, to whatever. Interesting. Got the backhoes out and everything. It's beautiful back there. You know, the Earth is quite beautiful if you allow it to do its thing. But we like building cookie cutter shit on top of it, and it's choking us. It's choking the Earth. It's hurting us. Think about it. Think about the cycle that water takes. It evaporates into the air, forms clouds, comes down somewhere else, forms rivers, snow caps, snow, melt, ice, melt, back into rivers, lakes, ocean, evaporate, once again do its thing. Anyways, cycle of life. Trees are all part of it, vegetation. But we have no problem cutting down trees, do we? We love to cut down trees. I wonder if we worked with how nature just manages by itself. If we worked with that flow, how much better off we'd be. Ever wonder? You ever wonder? I wonder sometimes. Sometimes I wonder how I'm going to get through a day. Whew! So busy. You're working too hard. Most of you are working too hard. What do we come here for? What's our purpose? A lot of people say purpose is important. So what's the purpose of us being on this planet? What's the purpose? Well, my purpose is to be a doctor. No, that's your job. What's your purpose? To heal people? Okay. Doctor. Are you doing that? Honestly, ask yourself these questions. Doctor? Are you healing people? If that's your purpose, must be pretty important. Healing. That's important. You say you're a healer. Are you fixing things? Or are you patching? Are you plugging holes? Are you blindly writing out prescriptions? Have you stopped studying? There's more to study, huh? Oh, yeah, especially when you're fooling around with chemicals. Doctors, are you healing people? Doctors, nurses, the system that you work in, is it working? Do you save people? Or are you just maintaining? Working within a system that doesn't allow for healing to happen. If we really look at it, we would see it. But we're not looking. For the most part. Hey, you with the piece of paper that says that you can do something that other people can't. Why? Hey, government agency that hands out these papers saying that some people can do things and some people can't. Why? I have to go to a specific school to become a doctor? Why? I can't study on my own? I can't learn from those that came before me? I can't. I can't heal? Why? Proof's in the pudding, right? Are you healing? Or are you just putting on another band-aid? Why does that person get to build a building? Why is that person allowed? Oh, because he knows the newest code? Because it changes all the time, but he's got the code? Why is there a code to build? Why do we need to use stick frame, pine, spruce, lumber, softwood lumber? Why do we need to use these things? Why can't we use other forms, materials? Why is it such a hassle? Yesterday I walked down the beach there. Noticed a bundle of rocks. I could build a house out of that. Big stones. I can build a place to live in that mountain there. There's all sorts of ways to build. Use what's around you. I can't do that. Why? Oh, it's not my land. Where's my land? And why do you choose whose land is whose? Where's my land? I gotta buy it? I don't have a job. I got these. I got this. Do 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 do. What about me? What about the rest of us? There's billions behind me. Where do we live? Okay, so you got your walls, you got your fences, you got your borders. Everybody secure? All right. No more countries, no more government. How are your borders now, you fuckers? Come on. So, we gotta change it, don't we? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it never changes in my lifetime. I'm banking that it will, though. I'm banking on it. I got no job. No bank account. I have a social insurance number, but I'm not a number. I have a birth certificate, but I'm not a Canadian. I live on the planet Earth. The last time I checked. Where can I build? Where can I grow my stuff? You know, stuff to eat. Where can I do my thing? Well, you know, the thing I do. Sometimes it's this, sometimes it's that. Where can I do that thing? Oh, I gotta rent a space. Tried that. Guess what? The owner of the building stole my business. Yay! Capitalism. Profit. Naive. Hi! I was naive guy! Where's my building? I don't want your money. Where's my land? Where's my fucking land? Please? Can I? No? Okay. Well, I guess I'll just sit here. Well, I could get a job. Good idea, friend. That was a good idea that you had. So I can make more money in a town that is pretty affluent, rich, you know. It's expensive to live here. Get $20 an hour, get a job, work hourly, you know. What then? So when am I going to have time to do my thing? You know, the thing I do. I don't have a place to do it yet, but, you know, the thing I do. I do it, well, I do it in this space. It's a small space, but I do everything in this space. Where's my piece of land? Crickets. Can you hear that? Nothing. No response. Hey, government. Where's my land? I see there's some provincial crown land over there. And then I see some native land over there. And then I see some owned Penticton Valley land. Summerland. Peachland. Where's my land? I want to grow peaches. I gotta rent the land? Why? I need good credit rating? What the fuck? I'm never gonna get out of this. This system doesn't work for me. Along with like 6 billion of my friends here, it doesn't work. I don't have a bank account. Don't want one. Can't get one. Don't want one. Who do the banks make money off of? Rich or the poor? The poor. If you don't have a lot of money in your account, then you have to pay service charges. The less money you have, the more money you pay. If you got money, you got breaks. They give you breaks. Because now they can play with your money. They're not doing you a service. They're using you. The banks are using you. How's that feel? Do you not see it? If you don't see it, then you're not looking. You're not seeing it. You're not seeing it was straight, just plain as day. The banks. The banks are the problem. The people that own the banks, own the governments, own the churches, own everything. They own the media, news outlets, anything. They own these places. They own the movie studios. They own governments. They own countries. Banks. It's not working, man. Fuck. Oh no, it might work with Joe Biden. Joe Biden's gonna come in there and fix everything, right? They're all in on it! All of them! The Bidens, the Clintons, the Obamas, the fuck what? They're all puppets. They have been bought. Super PACs. Good gravy. Oh, but maybe when we vote the next time, then we can get the new guy in, and he'll do better, right? He'll do better, right? Right? No! You had two choices, and that's not a choice. Fuck me. I don't know how many times I have to say this. Two choices, not a choice. Two shitty choices. That's just worse. Okay, what's it coming down to right now in the United States? Coming down to Trump and Biden now. Liberal or conservative? Same here in Canada. Who did it come down to? Liberals or the conservatives? Trudeau or what's his face? Who I'm surprised has not stepped down yet from the conservative government, the leader of the conservative government. What's his name? I forget. The fight. They're all on the same fucking team. But they don't want you to know it. They don't want you to know it. They're laughing behind the scenes. People always need to pick a team. Pick a team. Which team do you want? Well, I don't know. I don't know any of these places, the teams. I don't care. Pick a team. No. Why? Why do I have to pick a team? Because you gotta play. No. Your game's shit. The economy game that you're playing right now is shit. The game only works to your advantage. The game, you are the only one who wins this game. You're the only one. Is that fair? Well, I think it's quite fair. Well, I see my family's been in the business for a long time, right? So I think it's fair. I think it's fair that we have these special privileges, like I don't know, basically doing everything we want to do anytime we want to do it. Well, yeah, I guess if you put it that way, that sounds like a pretty sweet deal for you, guy, girl, whoever you are. Top 1% of the world. Whatever it is, 2%, 0.5. What's the number? Well, doesn't stop there. Because everybody's bought into this greed thing. Oh, you like it when other people are greedy, eh? Eh? We're just got their hands out, waiting. Hey, government, bail me out, bail me out. Hey, what about me? Middle class guy. Hey, what about me? I'm poor. Hey, what about me? Homeless. Fuck! I have no place to stay now? I can't even stay in that trailer? You fucking kidding me? Because you said it's COVID infested? You fuck. I live on the street. Oh, how about that? I'm homeless guy. I live on the street. Now I can't even get a coffee and get warm. Fucking great thing it didn't happen in the winter. It did happen in the winter. It was cold. You're so concerned, government. So concerned, eh? Loss of life. Counting your numbers. How many outbreaks? Where? How many deaths? Doesn't matter where they were. It just matters that the number keeps on going up. Right? Because then you can keep peddling the same shit. You look for something, you're gonna find it. Oh, look, I found COVID again. Do you mean coronavirus? That was around? For a while? Everything changed when we named it, huh? When we found out about it. Whoa, it changed. The same kind of deaths have been happening, I am pretty sure, straight across the board. Test me on it. I hope I'm fucking wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. One time. Am I wrong one time? Well, you're wrong many times, son. Okay, one time. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong that when people get sick in group home settings, like when you're looking after people at end of life kind of scenarios, okay, what takes them? Usually a sickness of some kind, and it goes through the whole facility. These people are at the end of life. And it is going to happen this way, and it has happened this way. It's only become a thing because we're looking for it. We already knew about it. You don't think these people knew that there was a problem in these homes, in these care homes? You don't think they knew that there was a problem with care? Spend some time in one of these homes. I have. You go there to die. Don't send me to one of these homes. Do not send me to one of these homes ever. I would like to die in my own home, surrounded by people. Why not? Or not. Or alone. But don't put me in one of these facilities. Hey man, I'm only 49. You're senile. Oh, man. 'Cause I disagree with you. I'm senile now? Yes, old man. Senile. Crazy. You haven't used that one. Oh, you're also crazy. Why? Because I disagree with you? Because I see it in a different way? Yes. I guess we're getting to that point when we gotta test everybody, eh? Yeah, they're not gonna do it on their own. Yeah, it's gonna be government. It's gonna be mandatory. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You want a job? Yeah? Have you had the vaccine yet? Okay. As soon as you get the vaccine, you got a job. Have you had the test yet? You know, the newest, the latest test for that thing. It was COVID-19, now it's like COVID-27. Did you get a test for it? No? Okay. Come back when you have the test. Oh, okay. So government's just allowing me to have an occupancy of 20 people. And at one time I had an occupancy of 100 people, and I was just kind of making it, right? Now what? Now I'm open just to create jobs for people. Okay, fair. People need to eat. People need to survive. That's the economy we live in. Do we need this economy anymore? Can we do something different? Please. Dear God. Is there anybody out there that could think of the perfect plan to transition into something that works for everybody? Something that maybe leans towards trade. Something that is fair. Something that doesn't require borders. Then we can just trade with whoever we want, anytime we want, for whatever we want. No restrictions. None needed. Open up the flow. Everybody does better. And lo and behold, you have an economy that thrives independently of government. It's based on trade. If you want to continue doing that. But also, we have to think about, what are we doing with our homeless people? What are we doing with the people that don't have homes? What are we doing with the people that are living below the poverty level, where they're making decisions between having a roof over their head or eating? These aren't fucking decisions. There are certain things that should be free. Maybe all of it. Oh no, we could never do that. Then I wouldn't have my stuff. Small mind. It's not your stuff anyways. What, are you gonna take it with you? You're gonna die. You know that, right? You gonna take it with you? Or are you gonna leave it? You gonna leave it for somebody? You gonna prolong your legacy of greed and pride and fear? You gonna do that? Fantastic. It's a diabolical plan, my friend. And it's worked for a time, but I don't know. Time keeps on ticking. And then what? Well, that wasn't a very sustainable plan, because now everybody's really pissed off at me because I took too much. Yeah. That's basically how it's gonna go down. Now we're pissed off, right? Because you're a greedy fuck. And you didn't know how to share. And you thought you were more special than your neighbor. You thought you were more special than the people that live in that country. You know, that other one that's not yours. Because you're special. Well, I don't know. Well, for a guy who doesn't know, you sure talk a lot. Not normally. But let's see if I can come at it from a different angle. and then see where we're at. Right now, in the United States, the evangelical church has a firm grasp on some of the decisions that are being made right now, and are a part of this fiasco called government. They feel as though that they're entitled to make these decisions because they have God on their side, and I know these people. I know them because I used to be these people when I was young. And these people, it seems that it got worse. These churches, these organizations that are funded by the government, in fact, funded because they don't pay taxes, right? So they're backed by the government. Well, they can't do certain things, right? They can't talk about certain things, that's for sure. Especially against the government. So receive money from somebody, then you're kind of beholden to them a little bit, aren't you? You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. Especially when it comes to things like the news, like world events, journalism. These professions should be objective. So we don't know what objective means anymore. We say we're being objective, and we're highly subjective. We base things on our opinions or other people's opinions. We'll say things are facts in the news. You'll have governors saying, these are the facts, just the facts. And then they'll bring up some kind of character from the past, a 1960s character. Just the facts, ma'am, just the facts. Thanks, Governor Cuomo, for this lesson on Captain Friday, whatever his name is. Just the facts, ma'am. So, sets it up. I'm just giving you the facts. Just the facts. Well, these are facts that you made up. These are facts that your people have been working on. These are facts that I'm not really quite sure need to even be talked about anymore. Okay, let's talk about these facts. What's necessary to fight this epidemic? Herd immunity? That works. Oh, yeah. Then everybody dies. Do they? They haven't. So you think that the only way we can fight this thing is through vaccinations? This is the way we're going to beat it? Why? Because you say so. That's it. Testing? Tracing? Testing and tracing? This is something that we're going to be doing now? This sounds like a full-time job for a lot of people. Well done. Good job creation. Yeah. Very innovative. Oh, what does your son do, Mrs. Smith? Oh, my son, he's the head of the swab factory. They make swabs there. And he's the head of it. Really? The head of a swab factory? Yeah, one of those swabs. The swabs they use to test. Stick it up your nose, stick it in your mouth, stick it up your ass. Swabs. Well, he sure done well for himself. Yeah, you know my daughter? She's so lovely, and I knew she was going to get into this when she was a child. She was so creative. She tests people. She's a tester. She's a what? Yeah, she's a tester now. Yeah. Yeah, I got a job as a tester. A lot of jobs as a tester, and they get paid really good. It's like doctors, you know? These testers. No, not really. They're more like nurses. And they're not even like nurses. They're like, what are they? Care workers. Oh yeah, you get paid slightly more than minimum wage, so it's not so bad. Right? You're a tester. You're one of the frontliners. Well done. But I don't want to test. See, that's where it's going to get interesting, eh? Yeah, my kids sure found their place in this world. Both real creative, fun, smart kids. One of them was a tester. One's the head of the swab department. Our local swab manufacturer, you know, for the tests. Job creation. Create a pandemic, create jobs. The economy's never been better. How did that happen? Well, thank God for COVID. We as the government have done what we can, and we've done a really, really good job. Considering this just fell on our laps, came out of nowhere. This is something we've never had to deal with before. Unprecedented. And I feel like our team here, for sure, has been doing what they can to make sure that everybody's safe and everybody's at home. Safe, home, alone, together. Alone together, that doesn't make any sense. Well, it's not that bad of a slogan. Tonight's going to be interesting. I'm going to watch it too. I'm going to watch it. I'm not planning on learning anything from it except for what the new dynamic is in regards to the brain trust at CNN. Bill Gates is the special guest speaker. There's going to be 3 of them. Mr. Anderson Cooper and Sanjay Gupta, who's the surgeon turned instantly pandemic expert. Gonna discuss a few things about vaccines. That should be interesting. Bill Gates is throwing a lot of money into vaccinations and seems to be pretty hell-bent in making sure that everybody has a vaccination under the guise of doing something that is benevolent. He's such a giver, that one. He really is. He does nothing but give. Teach a guy one thing. Teach a guy one thing, and then he thinks he's God. He's the only God. Overpopulation of the world. That's our problem. We need to curve that. We need to flatten the curve on the population thing. How do we flatten the curve on that? Now that we know how to flatten curves, can we do it? Can we do one on that one? What is this? Is this like primary school? This is grade 5, grade 6, all over again? We're looking at charts. Just looking at charts, graphs, and lines, and we're making assumptions. God, fuck. I remember learning that when you make assumptions, it makes an ass out of you and me. It's true. Oh, projections. How many cases are there going to be next month? I wonder if you can answer this question for us, doctor, expert. How long do you think this pandemic is going to go on for? Well, we have no way of knowing. But here's my projection. Well, we're dealing with something we have really no clue about. But here's my projection. And here's how we're going to cure it. Well, how is this different than any other virus that has come down the pike? Seriously, you say it's more aggressive. It's got like teeth and shit, and it, it attacks the lungs. What, are there other viruses that have done the same thing, and that have killed people that were at the end of life or had complications of some kind? Are there other viruses that have done the same thing that we haven't really worried ourselves about before? We're all gonna die. Right? Oh, but what about that remdesivir? That sounds like a good alternative. Studies have shown that if you were on the placebo, it would take you about 15 days or something like that to get over this pandemic, this disease. But if you're on remdesivir, what's that? Remdesivir? Remdesivir. Is that the one? Remdesivir? Yes. But if you're on remdesivir, you're going to shave some time off of being sick. 3 days. Well done. Well, that's progress. Thanks, Fauci. Oh, we really trust what Dr. Fauci says. He's the expert. He's the, he's been in the field. He's been in the business for a long time. These are the fuckers I want to be fucking talking with. These are the fuckers I want to point out some very serious holes in the profession that they have chosen. Money. Oh, no, we're helping, right? No. Do you hear it? How much money can we make? The evangelical church sure likes to make their money, eh? Yeah? A lot of evangelicals out there, business owners, right? I know who you are. It's pretty shitty, this economy, eh? Hard to make a buck. Definitely hard to make a profit. How'd you make your profit? Probably had to bend the rules a little bit, right? Look at things a little slanted, sideways. Especially your taxes. Well, I think I'll claim this. It's not really right. But I did it because everybody else is doing it. It's the only way I can make any money here. Profit. Well, yeah, I guess based on that mentality that we all signed up for, that would be the desired effect. It doesn't work. This profit thing. You're profiting off the backs of people that usually can't afford it. And you're giving the people that can afford it all the breaks, all the deals, all the consolations, whatever. That's how the system works. That's how you made your money, you fuck. Did I lose all my Christian friends? Yet? I noticed that my Facebook friends list is going down some. I think some people thought maybe this is too much. Disagreed, possibly. I wish they would have said something before they left, though. Is that how it goes down? I have no idea. And then in the end, I only have like 2 friends. Well, that's fine. This isn't a fucking business for me. I don't do this for money. Ah! That should say something. Look, I'm not a complete idiot. I'm not a total moron. You know? I can see things that are happening. Well, what's important? This is important. Very important. So important that I sacrifice everything for it. It's the only thing I think about. What a shitty situation we find ourselves in because we've allowed government to manipulate us in such varying degrees and varying ways, but it's continual. Oh, we're at war again, are we? Hey, what are all those troops doing in the Iran area? Hey, what's that relationship with Russia? Why is the Canadian government selling arms to other countries? Military equipment. Why is that? Why do we fucking do this? Why? Money? More profit? I don't recognize you anymore. I haven't recognized you as a country. I haven't recognized you as a prime minister, a leader, in a very, very long time, if ever. Because it's been going on for a very, very fucking long time, and it's getting worse. So now I'm saying it. You're not my prime minister. You're not my mayor. You're not my leader. I did not vote for you, and I am not playing within this system anymore because it's rigged as fuck. Ah! You wonder why people get emotional. You wonder why people swear so much? Because they're trying to get your attention. Play by the rules. Yeah, but what if the rules are just meant for me and not for those people? That doesn't make sense, does it? Why are some people able to go about their business and not pay taxes, let's say? Why are there some people that can come into other countries and do whatever they want and not be put up on charges? because they're above the law. What happens to these people that know the system so well, the law system so well, they know that anything they do, they can hide, they can tie up in courts forever because they have more money than everybody else. And that's why they're right all the time. That's why they get their way all the time. Don't recognize them anymore. Don't deal with them anymore. Pick them out. Find it out for yourself. I can give you a few names, but I'm sure there are more. Find them. Don't do business with them anymore. Is it really a good idea to get off the oil? Is it a good idea to make advances towards free, reusable, sustainable energy? Free? It should be fucking free! So should food. So should shelter. Whatever. Do 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 do. So I was hanging out by the river today, and I noticed this low-hanging branch. Oh man, that was last week. Everything that we need to survive is around us. The earth provides for us. We've restricted ourselves and have made it so that we aren't free. We've accepted this this way of being that doesn't allow for flow to happen in your life, doesn't allow for creativity. It doesn't really allow for a lot. It's a box. And to some degree, we've all put ourselves in these boxes. So the more we can get out of the boxes and see how it all really works quite nicely without us having to control it all the time or control one another. If we allowed those things to happen, then we would be in a much better situation than we find ourselves in now. For sure. It's one thing I know. But humanity does think it's quite intelligent, quite clever, and feels as though that they can fix everything, and doesn't really understand who they are and what this planet is, what the Earth is. It's a living organism, but we treat it like an object. It's a living entity. We just consume it Consuming. Civilizations come, civilizations go. Do your research. Why? Water. Lack of water is one. Storage. What they eat. What they devour. How they live. In their surroundings. What do? They cut everything down? They burn everything? What do? Or do they live with nature? Do they respect it? Some cultures do, some cultures don't. But it seems we're in this position where not many cultures out there left that have been able to carry on the way they feel is the best way. We keep choking these cultures off. Because we're all about the industry, eh? Oh yeah, make more. That doesn't necessarily have to be better, just make more faster. You know? Who cares if it works? Make more faster. It'll work for a while. They can always buy another one. Oh, don't tell them about that natural remedy out there in the bush. Fuck. Then we won't be able to sell our cancer medications. Profit. What does it profit a man? That's all I got. I don't remember the rest. What does it profit a man? If he sacrifices... If he gets everything but sacrifices his soul. Something like that. What does it profit us when we give everything up for 30 shekels of silver? Sorry, we're having troubles playing this video now. Oh, really? So you cut me off? Facebook? Again? Are you really sorry? Nah, I'll forgive you. It's probably my connection on this end. However, I think we're still live on YouTube, so we'll continue. Don't you think that's a good idea? I don't know. I think I've heard enough from you. That's fair. You should go listen to somebody else now. I don't want to talk to you anymore anyways. No, you weren't listening to me. Well, you weren't listening to me. Well, how can I? You're not saying anything to me. I'm trying. Trying to internalize everybody's conversation here. I think we're getting close. Because here's what I know. I know that when I say something that is like completely off, I'll hear some blowback. But or if someone hasn't understood me proper, maybe I can explain it a little bit more, and then we'll be on the same page. Usually that would be all that it would take. If I'm wrong, because all that I want to know, all that I want to discover is whatever the truth is for whatever situation we're talking about at the time. And the truth is always changing. It's always moving. So we got to be pretty cognizant of how it works. But if we don't know how it works, it's probably a direct result of you not knowing yourself and how you work and why you're here. As soon as you know that how it works, I think maybe then we'd be more inclined to listen to each other and have these dialogues. You know, I'm thinking about the church right now. I'm thinking about what their position is. You know, they've got a lot of clout, you know? But at the same time, it's like, how can they have any effectiveness if they're, let's take the Christian church, if they're truly preaching or teaching Jesus' teachings, you would feel that they would somehow come to the conclusion that they're not doing their job, or doing whatever their purpose is on this earth. They focus on other things that support their way of doing things. And as long as you're giving 10% to the church, then, well, that's all you really need to do now, isn't it? People are dying all around you, friend. Dying. Not just from COVID, man. They're dying because they feel like they're alone. Because nobody cares. Because nobody does. And you're supposed to be the one that cares. You're the one that says you do. The church cares, does it? I haven't seen many examples of that. I've seen some, food drives. I've seen some bake-offs. I've seen some after-service gatherings, I've seen some conferences. People being saved. Asking Jesus Christ into their heart as their personal savior. I've seen this many times. I've been saved 8 times at camp every year. When I was a kid, I got saved every year. Altar calls. Thank God, now I'm saved. This time I'm saved. What's Jesus' teachings? What's his actual teachings? What does he say about rich people? And how hard it is for them to enter the kingdom of God. He said it's impossible, essentially. It's easier to go through for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. That's a saying. What else did Jesus say? Well, he sure liked to hang around with those undesirables, eh? Yeah, he must have been into something. Those undesirables, the prostitutes, the homeless people, the ones that were diseased, the leopards, the COVID-19 patients. Oh, there wasn't COVID-19 back then? Oh, okay. Leprosy? Spent a lot of time with the sick, didn't he? You don't see a lot of Christian churches doing this. You don't see a lot of Christian churches doing a heck of a lot except for putting on their own little programs and saving people. Padding their congregations so that at the end of the day, the offering plate is full. So they can work on new construction in a new wing of their building that they'll never use or rarely use. While people around them don't have homes to live in. the churches close their doors, heat their spaces, and go to their homes and their family as if nothing is wrong. The church. Why doesn't the church pay taxes? Like every other business out there? What makes them so special? How does that play to the advantage of the governments that are bought by these rich people? Where did the Mike Pences come from? Where did the how did the evangelical church get such a hold on the presidency, and why are they a part of politics when we all know that religion can't play a part in politics? It's separate. It should be. Should be like the news. Should be objective. Right? The spiritual news and the factual news. That's what it should be. Objective news. Objective. The good news. Objective good news. The news that Jesus gave. You remember the good news? The good news with Gary Gnu. The news like we're all sons of God, that we all have it inside of us. We all are connected to the one. We all are, the one, because there is nowhere that God isn't. So that should make fairly logical sense to anybody that's thought about these things. That we have that spark, that we are not these meat suits that we live in. There's more. How does it work? What's it called? Energy? Soul? Spirit? Is it the same spirit? Is it the same mind? Is it? Have you found out? Look into it. Spend some time with yourself. Instead of taking your cues from the preacher or the leader or people you feel are just smarter than you, instead of taking your cues from them, how about you gather what you got come to some conclusions by yourself. You'd be surprised. But you'd also be equally surprised at how much ignorance there is out there. But ignorance can be cured immediately, just by turning on a light. Hey, Melanie. I just seen you there. What's she trying to tell me now? Ants are important, bees are important, and the purple heart. She gave me the purple heart. I just got the purple heart. Facebook went down on me, Melanie, so now I'm just ending off here on YouTube. I'm streaming. I'm trying to figure out what the natural end is to this conversation. Or if I should just kind of abruptly end it. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm gone. I'm never coming back. This is stupid. Nobody listens to me. Nobody talks to me. Well, you don't give them a chance, do you? Yeah, I do. At any given time, someone could say something. Well, I don't agree with you, mister. I think this COVID-19 thing is a very serious problem. We should do what the leaders tell us to do because they are the ones that know. They know more than us. They've got all the data. I want someone to say this to me. I want a conversation like this. Tell me more. In your own words, please. Thank you. Don't quote anybody. I hate that. Okay, if all you got is quotes, type them out for me then. Don't cut and paste. There you go. That's what someone else said. See? They're smarter than you, right? Are they? Oh, yeah. Yeah, very, very smart. Stupid smart. Yeah. And, you can't stump me on anything, and, if I don't know it, I'll learn it. I'm a quick learner. How'd you do in school? Not very well. Then you're not a good learner, are you? Not true. Not true, friend. Cheers. See, the thing is, when you get out of school, and if you stop learning, well, then you just become that person that stopped. I was never that person. And I know enough to know that what I've been taught are half-truths, mistruths, lies, propaganda. Most of what I've been taught, if not all, in school, has been someone else's take on what they think history should look like. Science. The disciplines, what it all should look like. What theories are relevant and what theories aren't. Hey, Melanie. If there's one person who can cut and paste anytime she wants, it's Melanie. Okay? Yeah, exceptions to the rule. Cut and paste away. It's a good thing to learn. If you don't know how to do it, it is Command C, Command V. And if you want to add another one in there, it's actually Command Q or Command X is cut. Command C is copy, and Command V is paste. Those are very important tools if you want to excel on the internet. Oh, really? Well, you sure know your computers. Nope. I just know that. Cut and paste. Cut and paste. Copy, paste. There's a few other tricks. But it's just not the time. I can't give all the tricks away so soon. Or else why would anybody listen to me anymore? Got to give it up in chunks, you know. Oh, yeah, smart guy? What else do you know? I'm pretty much tapped for the day. What do I know? I'm kind of learning as I go, so... What is it that you want to talk about, friend? Nothing. Alright. So, in conclusion... well, it's Thursday, 2:04 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's Thursday, April 30th, 2020. My name's Tom. There's a little thing that we do called Tea in Space. Melanie here. She's the producer of Tea in Space. Just the way it goes. What do we do next? Hey, I was thinking about doing some art projects. I gave away another painting. One that I've had for, I don't know, about a year or something. I gave it to one of my neighbors as a trade for some things that he's been giving me. And I was very, very happy because he quite liked it. And I said, you know, if you don't like it, just give it back. It's no big deal because I really like it. And I'll put it back up and he really liked it. And he showed it around and, I don't know, it's been getting some good reviews. Can you believe that? Good reviews. Took pictures of it, posted it online. Oh yeah, good reviews. I gotta send. Can you send me your address, Melanie? Because I need to send you that one painting. I'll do that this week if you send me your address. If you're still there. If not, I'll catch you some other time. So the weather. Well, that's a good question. Sun's out. Some fluffy clouds lingering in the sky. Slight breeze. Probably head out for a bit here. Come back, do it all over again. What is it that you do? How do you mean? Well, what do you do for a living? I don't understand the question. I live. I get up every morning. No, how do you pay for your bills? I don't have very many bills. I don't have any bills. Well, how do you buy food? Well, I've got a little bit of cash. What about rent? Well, it's not much for rent, but it's somehow, some way. So you don't work? No? Help out with things? But, you know, I'll help. I'll help my friends. I got these. So I can do stuff. Oh, no. What do you need done? Oh, you need that fence fixed? Yeah, I can do that. Oh, you need that painted? Sure. Wow, looks like it's in pretty bad shape. You want that board replaced? I can do that. Hey, looks like your roof is leaking. Do you need a new roof? Well, I can do that. I got these two hands. How do you get by? You don't charge? Ugh. Whatever somebody wants to give me. One of the best trades I've ever done was for a painting job, and I got a van for it. I had to pay him money, plus I got the van. The job wasn't... Yeah, that's how it went. I got the van for a really good deal. I want more trades like that to happen. Because then it'd be just right straight across the board, no taxes, right? Nobody makes any money, no taxes. I don't pay taxes. I'm a non-profit organization unto myself. I don't have a non-profit status. I don't get any kind of kickbacks or anything. In fact, I don't receive any money from the government. I have no bank account. I have no job. You would think that it's not possible to survive this way, but let me tell you it is. And let me show you how. Let me show you how. You want less stress in your life? Well, maybe you don't need all that stuff that you thought you needed. Maybe you didn't need such a big space to live in that you have to heat and clean all the time. Maybe you had too many things. Maybe it was just a little too extravagant, don't you think? The more money you make, the more money you spend, the more debt you're in. Is that life? Is that worth living? Worried about paying bills all the time? That's a fucking waste of life. That's a shitty way to live, my friend. Talk to Melanie. She knows. You're preaching to the choir here, friend. Yeah, I know. But am I? It's like... I know that there are other people listening on YouTube, but I never get a comment. But I do know that they're listening because I get comments later. Oh, that's good content, my friend. I got this one guy. He doesn't even have any videos, but he's got a channel, and it's called Tom. And he's got lots of subscribers, but he has got nothing on there. I wonder what this guy does. He's giving me these comments. Good content, Tom. Thanks. Tom? Do we know each other? Do we know each other? Are you able to make money off of the stuff that I'm saying? That is great. At least somebody is. I don't want it. Unless it's given freely, without any expectations, I don't want it. But I tell you what. I had a couple of people interested in... I was going to say... I don't know if Melanie's still here. This is what I wanted to say is I was going to start painting again. I had a thought in the last couple of days that came back because now I know I'm staying in this unit. And I had it arranged in a certain way. It won't take me very much to get it back to that place, but essentially where I'm sitting right now is going to be my work studio, and the other section is going to be where I just kind of kick back and relax, and then my kitchen area. It's all one room, right? It's not huge, but it's not small either. I'll make it work. And then I got the balcony, the 2 balconies. This isn't such a bad deal here. It's actually quite beautiful. I'm very thankful for the opportunity? I'm just thankful for the place that I have to live in right now. Because I know that there's lots of people out there that have nothing. And nobody cares. So, it's not like I don't have people around me that don't care, you know? That would be a lie. I got plenty of people that care. That are around me. Yeah, but you're alone a lot. I am. By choice, though. Mostly. Right? Cheers. Well, that's good coffee. That's some good shit right there. That's some good shit. So in conclusion, yeah, I think I might do some, like a series of something. And then take this whole side and maybe have my own little gallery opening and see where it goes. Have one of my neighbors, he said he had some canvases that he picked up for like really cheap from yard sales and stuff like that. So perfect. So I'm gonna maybe do a few of those. I got some other surfaces that I'm gonna use. Got this cool sign that I'm gonna do something on the back of. Anyways, I don't know. Keep myself occupied somehow. It's not like people that there's a lot of people buying art nowadays. It's not why you do it though, right? Why do you do it then? Well, you do it because you're expressing something. And you can say more in a piece of art than you can say in maybe a paragraph of words. Or maybe you can say the same thing by using visuals. It's just another way of expressing oneself. Art. You remember art? You remember that class? Well, yeah, I don't do art anymore because I don't go to school. I'm not a child. So you don't do any finger painting anymore? No, like I said, I'm not a kid anymore, okay? Finger painting. Well, maybe you should do some finger painting. You look a little stressed. Get in there, man. Hey, I got an idea. You're the type of person that I feel like this is going to be very beneficial for. You see that big mud pit over there? I want you to take off all your clothes and jump in it. Just roll around in that big mud pit. Get all dirty. Every crack, every orifice. That's what I want you to do. I swear, you'll be a changed man after that. Well, because you're too stuck up. You know, you're too prim, proper. It's got to be a certain way. You know, you're the type of person that has subscribed to this, and it really causes you a lot of stress. Get dirty. Alright, don't do it naked. Jump in with all your clothes. You can clean them later, right? Do something beyond what you've been doing before. Challenge yourself. be more creative. Because if there's anything on this planet that needs to happen right now, is we need more creativity. But what's creativity if we don't have love? And it really doesn't amount to much, does it? If there's no love, then how can you be creative? Is that even a possibility? I don't think it is. I think if you don't understand what love is, or compassion, and how that works, and how important it is, I don't think you can be truly a creative person. I don't think you can be creative. I think you need to know those things first. To really be creative, to do something. To do something other than what you've been doing in the past. You know, the same old shit over and over again. Paying taxes, bills, taxes, bills. Oh, did the bill come in? Fuck, does your heart sink to your ankles because the mail showed up and all that you have are bills? Oh, there's one check in there. Ah, fuck. It's like for $30. It was a insurance reimbursement. How much money did I give to those insurance bastards? Who's making all the money? Insurance, pharmaceuticals, oil. You know, the more important things. Testing equipment. It's going to be good business. It's going to be good business if it continues to go sideways like this. There's going to be a lot of rich people. Probably the same people. Because they're the ones that line up the contracts, you know. The government. Oh yeah, we're working with this business and they're giving us a really good deal. Oh, we can do it. We got a can-do attitude here in the United States of America. We always get our man. We always win the fight. We always know what's best for everybody. Well, right now I got 2 concurrent viewers. That's what it says. So that's pretty cool. I tell 2 friends, they tell 2 friends, and so on, so on, so on. One idea. Pick one. Go with it. The only thing that makes sense to me right now is that most people are ignorant. Most people just don't know. Like, they don't understand how they're being manipulated. They don't understand why they believe certain things. They don't understand where their information is coming from because they're just so used to regurgitating whatever they hear. Ignorance. That's one of our biggest downfalls as a collective group of humans across the world. Ignorance. But until you realize how ignorant you are, how much you don't know, until you come to that conclusion, until you understand that you got to put your ego to the side and die to yourself, until you actually do that, then you won't get this this part, and it's a very important part. Because it's where all understanding comes from. We're relying way too heavily on our minds. Our fallible minds. They're complicated. They're incredible computers, for sure. All those connections, those neurons, they're firing all at one time. It's amazing how it works, but it's limited. It's either we've limited ourselves, like we're not using the capacity that we already have, or we're just limited because we're in these meat suits. I seem to think, and don't trust me, look into it for yourself, but the computer, which is your body, and how it works in unison, well, it has that capacity to understand everything. That's my opinion, based on what I've researched within my own self. But if you haven't done that research on your own, then you'd be missing this section. Very important to know yourself. Why are we here? Why are we here? Is it to impress each other? Look what I can do. Look what I can do. I'm so much better than that guy, right? Aw, thanks for that pat on the back, buddy. That felt good. See, we all know what right and wrong is. This is what I know. The very few things that I know for a fact. And this is one fact I know. And I don't care if you're a psychopath, if you're a sociopath, you know this one thing. You know between right and wrong. You know what's right, what's wrong, what works, what doesn't work. You know. You might not be fazed by it. You might not have any feelings one way or another, but you know. Everybody knows right and wrong. In every different situation that comes their way, everybody knows. But we like to make laws and control that which everybody knows. Does that make sense? It doesn't make any sense. It's like, okay, so you're living in a community, and everybody knows that you don't steal, okay? You don't steal from somebody. You know, you don't take from somebody's home something out of their home and bring it to your home and say, you know, that's stealing. Everybody knows that. So nobody does it in your community, right? Everybody knows. But then some fucker comes along and says, you know what, we gotta make a law. Because in my town, this is how it worked. You need a law to protect your stuff. Well, wait a minute here, sir. Or, female friend of mine. Wait a minute. This community is different. You don't have to lock your doors. So we don't need any laws, because we do it already on our own, because we know what's right and what's fucking wrong. So we don't need your laws. We don't need your laws. Nobody needs these laws. We know what right and wrong is. So we do that. If you don't trust the people, you won't get trust back. Trust the people to do what they need to do, and it gets done. Oh, maybe not the way you think it should get done, but the way they think it should get done. You know, the community that they live in. Somewhere down the line, we got to separate community from government. At some point, we got to cut our ties from this thing called government. And focus on community. What's it going to take to live in this community with purpose, joy, love, compassion? What's it going to take for us to not accept these institutions anymore and focus on our communities as we see them? The communities that we have on the internet, the communities that we have, that we've built across the entire planet or off planet. The law's not working. You take, again, the United States of America. We're going to focus on them because I think, for the most part, hopefully most people will be able to equate it to their own living circumstance, their own country, whatever. What were we talking about? The United States is a place that we need to look at. Everything's happening there. It's going to happen there first before it happens anywhere else. The level of corruption that is there right now, and the level of pride and the divisiveness of the whole country, the 50-50 split, the way they've run their systems, the way they've taught their kids, the way they've grown up, the way they've passed down information throughout, the last 100 years, 200 years, whatever it is. Most people don't realize they're sick. Most people don't realize that the number one sickness that they have is greed. Because that's the society that they live in. It's acceptable. Greed is acceptable. Well, I think we're finding out that it's not now. And I think we have to have some room for forgiveness. I don't know if that's the right word, but a time where we clean the slate completely. Those that lived in that system and did very well, fine, good, dandy. Can't really happen too much anymore because it doesn't work, right? We understand this. I'm not going to hold you accountable for everything. No. Start from scratch. Keep what you got. You want to keep it, I don't fucking care. Let's open it up now. We gotta open shit up. Or else what will happen is that... well, it's gonna happen on its own anyways. Whether I push for it or not. This is the thing. It's inevitable. All these systems will come down, they'll crash, they'll implode. Just by the sheer nature of what they were to begin with. A shitty idea based on profit. So all these ideas will come to an end, but hopefully we don't go on to the next shitty idea like testing and social distancing and pandemic fears, diseases, the unknown enemy. You know, if we go down that road, then it's just another shit sandwich. Gotta like those shit sandwiches. Crow's back. So in conclusion, that's good coffee today. Sure looks like I'm drinking whiskey. I am using a Crown Royal glass. It's apple juice. Oh, sure it is. It's apple juice. I can't drink anymore. It makes me sick in the morning. So I'm going to wrap this up. Melanie, I'm taking off. I'm going to go to the river for a bit. This is a really good time for us to question the, I want to say efficacy, but I'm not sure I know what that means. I think it's very important for us to understand that there's a few things. Number one, think for ourselves. Number two, unlearn everything that you think you know. Don't know so much. Number three, we got to find some joy here while we're here. What's the purpose of it all if we're not enjoying it? We bought into a system where we believe that we have to work hard to enjoy anything. My question to that is, what are you working towards? That might be true. What are you working towards? And is it important to choose these things accordingly to what we're led to do, as opposed to what we're forced to do? We got choices. And we have the capacity. Find out who you are. Are you your name? Are you the certificate that's on your wall? Are you the trophy that you just won? Are you the A+ that you got on your paper? Cat in a box.